Hey everyone, and welcome to Apocalyptic Guitars. Yes, I am your host, Nate. Yes, today we're actually going to be building a guitar. Yes, we are. We're actually going to be building a guitar. This is going to be a full build series. I'm going to take you through step by step. So, it should be fun. It should be really, really fun. So, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Yes. Alright, so first things first, we have a lovely blank here. This is actually poplar, and I really like this wood, actually. Poplar, a lot of people say is ugly, it's an ugly wood, but I personally don't think that there's no such thing as ugly wood. So, I personally love this, and it's going to look really good with what I'm about to do and with the finish that I plan on doing. So, yes, we got a blank here. I got a center line right there. It is perfectly center. And so we want to start with the body here. We're going to start with the body. So, I have a template right here of what I am going to do. Now, we need to line up the center line here, and we want to make sure we're as accurate as we can be right here. So this part down here is on the line, so now we need to move this side down so that's on the line as well, right there. So now we are on the line, we are center, and now what we can do is let me find my... Here we go. Now we can outline this here. And basically you could start wherever you want. Always make sure you're center. There we go. Now, I would suggest using an MDF template or a plywood template. It just makes things a lot easier when tracing out the outline of the guitar. But, I like to do things easy and fast. As fast as I possibly can without rushing it. You don't want to rush guitar building, folks. You really don't. That's where you make mistakes and, things aren't as well made as, you want them to be or should be. So you want to have standards when building guitars, as well as just doing what you love to do. And that's why I'm doing this. I love to build guitars. Now, the outline doesn't have to be perfect in a sense where, you have to make crazy straight lines, because you're going to be bandsawing this anyway. So just get it roughly where it needs to be. And down the line, you're also going to be sanding this as well using the spindle sander, or I am. I don't know why I'm talking in the third person here, but I'm going to be using a spindle sander to make the curves perfectly. So, again, you don't have to worry about it right now. Just get the basic outline. Okay, so we got the basic outline here. So, there we go. Now, as you see, I left this open because, A, the paper wouldn't fit that far, so. But all we got to do is draw it out. That's really all we have to do. I have a template that I'm looking at, or a guide that I drew out. And that's basically all you have to do, really. Now, you can have a longer horn, upper horn, if you want, or a shorter, lower horn. It doesn't really matter. Does that look okay? Let me see here. I'm just gonna. I think that looks better. So you can use an eraser like this, or you can use a big eraser like that. For tight areas like this, I like to use the eraser on the pencil. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so we've got the basic outline of what we want here. Now, from here, you can either do one or two things. You can either cut it out with the bandsaw right away, do what you need to do, but for my instance, I have this lovely block of mahogany right here, and this is going to go right down the center. Right down the center. And so that's at 43 millimeters. That's also at 43. So what we want to do is get this centered as much as we possibly can. So this is giving me just a rough idea of where it's going to be. This is not accurately centered right now, but just to give you a rough idea of where it's going to be laid out right now. And there we go. And we'll measure where the center line is on the piece of wood here. Alright, so now that we've drawn out the rough idea on the blank, now we just need to cut it out. So let's head on to the bandsaw. Alright folks, we're at the bandsaw now, and we're actually going to cut this. We'll see how it goes. So let's go. Let's bandsaw. One thing to remember with the bandsaw is you want to take your time with it. Do not rush with the bandsaw. That's why it took so long to cut this out, because I took my time. I made sure it was above the line and not under it, so you don't have to worry about losing space with the sander, right? So you got to take your time, but it works. It's all good. Now we need to go and use the spindle sander. Yes. First things first, though. Always, when you're done with the bandsaw, always push the guide all the way down. That way, there's not a chance of you getting your hand caught in there. And take the key out as well. Alright folks, as you can see, this is what we have right now. This came straight off the bandsaw. And now what we need to do is go and clean it up with the spindle sander. But that'll be the next episode, so stick around folks. We're going to make this thing beautiful. So episode 2 will be sanding around the edges, and then we might route this strip out to put the piece of mahogany in there. That's coming up. Well, there we are folks. Episode 1 is done. I hope you enjoyed that. It is a patient process. You have to be patient with it. You can't rush things. Rushing things will not lead to perfection, despite what some may say. Stick around for episode 2. Yes. Take care, everyone. This is Nate, Apocalyptic Guitars.